Hello, good evening everybody.
Evening. Hi guys.
Welcome to another ChampMan stream. Nice to see you all in the chat.
Good to see everyone there. FPL Chancer, 58 points. Wants to sack his entire midfield. Useless feckers.
Yeah. Andy North, FPL mode there. Injury bingo. Who's injured then, do we think? Let's get some guesses in the chat of who we think's injured. There's a few players that are relevant. One in particular I think will be disappointing to quite a few.
I think it's two big names, Dave.
Yeah.
I think that's the main news from tonight. We'll get to that shortly, but
yeah,
it's going to be another shocking two names in my opinion.
I'm not. It's not quite on the level of last week. Oh, Dave just blew my ears off. Let me. Does that mean I'm too loud? I put my microphone nearer to me than normal. I can move it further away. Just let me know, guys.
How do we sound? Do we sound okay to you? Are we echoey again? I know we've got issues, but
we've got issues unrelated to the sound. But,
unrelated to the sound.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's as dramatic as before, but there's definitely a. I think there's one decent one in there that I think some people will be bothered about. Right, no one's saying that I'm killing their ears, so I'm just going to say that everything's good. Harbour Boys here from New Zealand. Hello to New Zealand.
Good evening. Happy morning. Happy Monday morning to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Am I guiding Brighton to promotion? Someone says it's Dave, by the way, just doing the game. But I'm trying, but I'm not doing great. But I'm happy with how it's all going out so far. So, should we, Edward Healy? I've just turned on. What is the two names? Edward, you got to be patient, mate. It's coming.
Whoa!
We're not going to give that away right at the beginning.
We got to keep people watching.
Just be the two of us here, otherwise. Is that gin you're sipping on? It's H2O. Nice and healthy.
Water for me as well. Sunday's water.
Yeah. Good evening from Norway as well. I love Norway. Great country. Great name as well, David. Anyway, enough rabbiting. Should we crack on with what we've got? So, Andy, if you've got the schedule in front of you, you can give us a little run through what we're going through.
So, little run through what we're doing tonight. Game week 10 review. I think it was a good week for a lot of people. Some high scores in there. So we'll have a look at what went right and who let you down. I can think of a few Damien Delaney owners, probably the only ones who are really unhappy. Although Serini as well, red card. So we'll go through some game week 10 stuff. We'll look at league stats. We'll have a look at the fixtures of how they schedule for the next couple of weeks and how that affects things. We've got a European roundup. So that will just the Champions League this week. So it's the 5th game of the Champions League first phase. So it's quite key for Liverpool again, see how they got on. They're in Madrid. It's a tough fixture. But we'll see how they get on, and we'll look at all the groups involved with the English teams. Then we'll just do club by club with the big news that we got with injuries, and of course the West Ham signing as well, which is could be a first teamer, Dave reckons. So
yeah, I think he will be. Not yeah. Don't get too excited about that one.
I would get excited.
Yeah. Fans of Chesterfield might get excited. Little hint.
That's too much.
It's too much. Or teams from the north in general, perhaps. Right. So,
Dave, how'd you get on first of all? What was your game week 10?
I got 56, and I did quite well. I had Dean Gordon. He was my star man this week. I've still got Varane, obviously, as my captain. He's let me down again, so which is a bit of a pity. But happy with 56. It's a decent score when you got a zombie team. Got knocked out of the Worthington Cup by the Wolfpack competition, but
I'm out of that as well.
I expected to go out, so yeah.
Bancy Castle, if you're in the house, fair play to you. Beat my 27 points this week. Well done to you. I had a shocker. I couldn't match last week, so
I'm having some issues here with the game. It seems jammed. Let me have a little go, see if I can get it running. No.
Yeah, the only can you load anything? You alright?
That is a bit of an issue.
That's the end of ChampMan, guys. Thanks for the last few weeks.
Yeah, should have patched it. Never mind. At least virtual FPL's on.
Just one save, and that was it, and it's disappeared. So
I'm gonna don't want you guys to see where the magic's happening. I'm just going to make myself really big for a minute, and you can see me on my really low quality webcam. Let me see. Don't want you guys to see what I've got up on my screen is the thing.
I see Robert Taggett in the chat saying 94 for him this week. Very good week.
Nice.
I think that was that joint second, joint third, maybe 94.
That's going to be a top 10 score, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, make myself normal size again.
FPL James saying season null and void. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. It's over. Right.
Are we back?
We're back. So, Brighton in 8th, as you all know. Sorry about that, guys. Let's have a look at the Premier League. So, I mean, we'll start with last week's result, shall we, before we look ahead? So, Alan Muhdadi, do you think Borough should be awarded the title if the game's gone? Yeah, I think it's a award for Borough.
Dave, just realised as well that the game's not on my screen in front of me. Sorry.
Oh, is it not? Okay, let me share screen. There you go, mate.
There we go. Cheers, mate. Thanks.
Okay. Right. So we'll go a really quick run through. As always, these are all on Whitebeard's site, so you can go in depth yourselves. Villa lost 2-0 to Man United, but that was a very even game actually. So United did have more shots on goal, but they had the same amount on target. And Fabian Barthez got a rare save point. As you can see, Ruud van Nistelrooy 5 key headers. As always, he's just always in the mix, but he got a couple of shots off target, which isn't like him. Key passes, 2 key passes for Beckham, 2 for Keane. Oh, someone's saying they can't see me now. Just the doorway behind me.
I think your camera's gone up, I think, maybe.
Let's have a little look.
Is your camera moved?
Hold on a second, guys. Let me see what I can do. Oh, yeah. That's weird. What? It's like super zoomed in on me. Right, let me shuffle back. Man, this computer. So this computer that I play Champman on is so naff and old. Oh dear, what the heck? Right, if I move that there, can you see me?
I can see you now, yeah. It's just a massive face and massive beard.
What? Got to make it smaller. Oh, is it because I made it big before? Oh, what the flipping heck? I don't know what's gone on. Got to make it
You know
smaller,
what we should do?
right?
We should come on before 3 minutes to 9:30, shouldn't we?
Oh, flipping heck. Okay, this looks better.
Pete Squire is saying
better.
Doesn't need to see us, just need to see the injury news. Doesn't care about our faces.
This looks better. We're getting there. All right, I'm back. It's like when I FaceTime with my grandma, says David Strom. Very good. All right. Is that better
Maybe
now?
there.
I think I'm back to normal now. But now I'm sitting in some weird position. Hang on, because I was trying to crouch my way into the picture. Got to get my books and my board games up so that I look both fun and intellectual for you. There we go. That's better, isn't it?
That would do.
Right. Okay. We don't need to review the game week. This is much more fun. Right. Let's do this thing. So, Man United beat Aston Villa 2-0.
Is the game on there as well? Yeah. Okay, fine.
Game
That's
is
cool.
up. Thank you.
Yeah.
Right. Let's hide that. Right. We'll just cut all that out. And if people are watching later, they'll just think that we're perfect. We never get anything wrong.
And guys, if you want any tech help with anything, just let us know. We're available.
The stream is only on half the screen now. Oh my days. Right, okay. I can see what's happened there. So if I move that like that.
I mean, Dave, we can just chat and then make the game the big.
Right, that
all the screen.
That looks better now. You're too far away. It's a small window. How's this?
Anyone got any binoculars? So small, can't see.
That's what she said. All good now.
All good. All good. I think we're good. Just don't touch anything.
Right. So we aim to get the stream in under an hour. It's taken us 12 minutes to get to make the picture work. Oh dear.
No sound issue tonight. That will come.
Yeah. Just wait for it. So that game we're covered on. We'll move on. Thanks for all the feedback, everyone.
Aston Villa did well, though, didn't they?
They did do very well, surprising. Yeah, they were I mean, most teams are different at home, but they seem particularly different. So Middlesbrough 2-0. You can see there, actually, I didn't really pick this up at the weekend, but Tottenham 15 shots on goal in that game. Only 5 on target. So Middlesbrough may be quite lucky to get a clean sheet there.
Have they been lucky all season? Like, is this just going to continue forever?
They've had quite a lot of even games, I think, but Mark Crossey's having a good season.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I usually try and get stuff like that into the commentary when it's that one-sided, but missed it totally. Salakovic obviously got a 5 there. In terms of Spurs-wise, Gus Poyet having 5 shots, that's pretty massive. And then a couple for Rebrov, couple for Salakovic, who got 5, and then Everson 3. So don't think you've got to worry about your Spurs attack. They just got pretty unlucky there. Middlesbrough, again, pretty much. Yeah, they're just producing, aren't they? Just
some good cheap names in there that you can easily get in. I mean, Festa 5 million is now perfect. I mean, Gordon is probably better, but if you can't afford the 5.5, Festa's doing a great job. Southgate and Ekiok is still great as well.
Yeah,
everyone's got their own Johnston.
I think I'd strongly consider having Festa and Gordon double up personally. I think they're both really good options.
Wow. Okay, that's quite a lot. That's quite a commitment, but fair enough.
I'm not saying they keep loads of clean sheets, but I think they'll both get attacking returns.
Yeah, that's true.
West Ham 1, Blackburn 2. Blackburn on top of this game despite their stupid formation. Damien Duff with a 10 out of 10. He is inconsistent and a void. Again, Mark Hughes getting involved, but I believe that Mark Hughes is now injured. It's not a massive spoil. I don't think many people would have been picking him, but
he's only 37.
Only 37, exactly. Look at those stats, though. Great stats.
Yeah, incredible stats.
He's out for a month, so he's not going to be a pick, but he was very involved. Damien Duff also very involved there with 3 key passes. Jason McAteer's been getting some good ratings as well, but we'll gloss over this game a bit because no one really is particularly interested in these teams.
And Mark Hughes wasn't the injury news.
No, he's not the big news, and if that's not the big news, imagine what will be. Arsenal 3-0, so Arsenal dominant in that game, played really well. They had lots of good chances in the commentary, mostly for Thierry Henry, as you can see. And for Leeds, not much happening there for them. Mark Viduka didn't even get a shot in the whole game, so not a great game for him.
Can we just have a look at the match commentary on that Arsenal game? Because I know FPL coach was asking who was on set pieces when Van Bronckhorst wasn't on the pitch. So who was taking majority of set pieces?
And Henry took a free kick there, it says. Doesn't say whether it's a shot or a delivery.
That was in the commentary. I think he took a free kick and he saved. Martin had a good save, I think.
Yeah, and then Van Bronckhorst is on here, so there's not much information there about free kicks, I'm afraid. Cole delivered. No, that's just open play, so nothing there to say. Did Tikhonov get shots? So again, this is all in Whitebeard's site, so you can have a look. But no shots for Tikhonov, no key passes, no key tackles, no key headers. So not I think Tikhonov was a decent differential pick, but I would suggest that he is one to go for, to go in my opinion. Chelsea 1, Liverpool 1, really, really even. Doesn't get more even than that, does it really? No. And you can see Danny Murphy getting very involved at the top of the pitch there. I think he looks like a really good pick as an out of position cheap midfielder.
So, do you think Murphy would keep his place if Fowler and Heskey come back? I don't think he would.
I think he probably will, just because Smeets is injured, and I think they've got Hammam playing there. He's at risk. Potentially might have to do some shuffling at Liverpool as well. So
mentioned on Stanic as well. Man of the match.
Yeah, great game. Well. Great game for Stanic there. You can see lots of key headers, which the game seems to love for the match rating. Everton win 2-1. Again, not too many players here. Bo Morte is the main interest in here. Everton, Fulham maybe just about the better side, but very similar. And Steve Marley got very involved, but he's now suspended. So Bo Morte, actually, looking at that, he only had 8 passes. He hardly got the ball in the whole game. So that's not that encouraging for Bo Morte owners. There 8 passes in the whole game. And there's Everton. Gravison has attracted a bit of attention. He's doing quite well. Steve Watson, obviously. Still
Gravison's chipping in under the radar, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. I just can't get my head around Everton, but they're producing results at home, especially. Ipswich obviously down to 10 men, but they managed to match Bolton for that game. And again, you can see the defenders just seem to rack up the tackles and the headers for that team. So yeah, you can't really go wrong with those guys, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean Bramble and Herman, the Herminator, definitely two good options still. 4.5 million.
Yeah, Tarako's back now as well. He's still injured, but he's back, so he does run the injury risk. And yeah, Rob Lee, I think he's 5 million. He's on penalties. He could be a good budget 5th midfielder who will probably play most games. I think he's become an option since his signing. Newcastle 2, Sunderland 1. Newcastle dominant in that game, although it was a really open game, loads of chances in that game. Bastadas got man of the match. He's expensive, but he got a goal and assist. He's beginning to pick up a little bit, and you can see there are loads of shots spread around the whole team. Dyer, Bastadas get involved from midfield. Shearer obviously with plenty.
Yeah, I mean, how many man of the matches has Bastadas got? I think he's got 2 or 3.
Bastadas. So
his average rating's decent.
2 man of the match in the league and 1 in Europe. I mean,
yeah,
9 attacking returns across 17 starts across all competitions. That's not bad. Sunderland wise, Kevin Phillips was one you talked about last week, who grabbed 2 goals since last week's stream, so good shout there, mate.
Cheers, mate. Yeah, it's still a differential, and I still think Phillips is a good shout, especially maybe if you want to come off. I know Shearer suspended for this game. If you want to do a 1 week punt, maybe Kevin Phillips at home to Everton again could be a good shout for 1 week.
Yeah. So Southampton 2, Charlton 2. Charlton slightly on top. Southampton obviously not a great team on this game. You can see there Kevin Davis getting the bulk of their chances. Again, not too many people have got these players, so we won't spend too long on it. Graham Stewart very involved up the top there.
Yeah. Did you see Pete Squires asking the question about Charlton?
I did see that about the Charlton set piece takers. They had more of the game in the second half, so I'm going to look there. I'm going to do this as quick as I can, because I suspect that 95% of you won't mind who's taking free kicks for Charlton. Kinsella lined up the free kick, so I'm going to go ahead and say that Kinsella is your man there pretty much for Charlton. Corner kick. Delap taking a corner for Southampton there. Yeah, I can't see corners off the top of my head without spending too long. So, Wilcock. No, take that back. We'll say it's Kinsella.
one free kick, yes, Kinsella.
Yeah. Heskebo's got a Southampton double up. Wow. Amazing. Presumably that's Svensson who scored.
Davis, I think, as well. Kevin
really?
Davis
Nice. Kevin Davis very involved there. He's looking like a decent pick. Sam Thomas says McAllister on 38 minutes takes a corner. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Sam. That's very helpful. Right. Final game of the game week, Leicester 4, Derby 1. Leicester finally getting some points for the people that bought them in and got burnt the week before. So unless you own Damien Delaney, they did really, really well. So it was a quite even game. but Leicester just blew them away in the first half. I think and just shut up shop after that, basically.
Yeah, probably the player of the weekend, Dean Sturridge.
Yeah,
definitely doing the business there.
Yeah, very, very good. And
a lot of happy owners.
I've forgotten who it is, unfortunately, so I'm sorry to the person who made it. I don't know if you've seen it. Someone's made a Dean Sturridge GIF where they've superimposed Dean Sturridge's head on Daniel Sturridge's body doing the.
I did see it. Yeah,
so
who was that?
Credit to them.
I'll have a quick look.
I'll put it in the tweets, commentary tweets next time that Sturridge scores. So
let's have a quick look.
There's Leicester stats. Derby, I don't think many people have got those players at Derby. Valakari's their sort of most involved, interesting player probably. But yeah, it's David Strom, me. So yeah,
nice. Yeah,
thanks,
well done,
David.
Yeah.
Good. So go and find David Strom on Twitter. Go and look at that little GIF that he's made. Perfect.
And I think we'll use it next time Dean Sturridge grabs a goal.
Yeah, we'll use
definitely.
it. Right, so that's the week just gone. We'll quickly have a look at the fixtures coming up in the next game week. So we've got Blackburn at home to Arsenal. Could be an interesting game. Should be goals in that, I imagine. Bolton versus Villa. Derby versus West Ham. Fulham against Middlesbrough is a very interesting clash. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in that one. That'll be tight, I reckon. Leeds against Chelsea is another good one. Man United, Southampton. I know that Luke Disable has been putting some thought into that. And Tottenham versus Ipswich, interesting game. Getting goals in that, you think? Charlton, Leicester, Sunderland versus Everton, and Liverpool versus Newcastle is the virtual Monday night game. Just to say, if we've missed anything there going through the fixtures, we'll still do club by club, so you've got plenty of time to look at other players and whatnot. But
yeah, and just a reminder again, guys. Yeah, just all 10 fixtures will be on Wednesday night, so ignore the times for this one.
Yeah, exactly. And one thing to bear in mind is that. Players playing in the Liverpool-Newcastle game here, they've got 2 extra days to recover from injury news and all that sort of stuff. And these guys have got 1 extra day. Right, should we crack on to the next bit, Andy? What's
Yeah, I mean, do you want to have a look at the table as well? Don't have a look at the league table, but then look at home and away.
Yeah, that was quite useful, wasn't it? So the league table's up, but home and away record specifically is quite handy because you can see the teams that are really performing there. So Arsenal and Leeds are the strongest home teams, followed by Ipswich, Blackburn and Bolton. Interesting little piece of statistic there. Obviously Tottenham and Man United have only had 4 games, but that is interesting that Arsenal, Leeds and then Ipswich, Blackburn, Bolton are the strongest home teams. And the weakest...
I mean, Leeds away are terrible, but Leeds at home are outstanding team.
Unstoppable, yeah. Liverpool not doing great, but they only have 4 games as well. West Ham terrible. Sunderland inconsistent. Both those managers under pressure, by the way. Now, Glenn Roeder his job is now insecure. Peter Reid's job is slightly insecure, so he could see some managerial changes in the next week or 2. This is away. So, away from home, the strongest teams there, Middlesbrough and Man United. By a distance, they're the best teams away from home. No one else has got more than 6 points away from home. So, and the worst teams, Sunderland and Fulham, have yet to pick up a point on the road. And you can see a lot of teams doing pretty badly there. So those teams, in fact, when you look at that, like really teams are struggling away from home. It's all about home games, I think. So yeah,
definitely target some teams that are away from home.
Yeah, definitely. Only 6 teams have picked up more than 4 points on the road, so it's pretty catastrophic. Yeah.
And was there player stats we could look at as well?
Yeah, just tell me what you want, and I can pull it up.
I mean, average ratings, always good to see that.
Yeah. So, sort of, obviously, Van Nistelrooy, Omri, you'd expect to see up there. Hreiderson in 3rd, Boksic 4th, Johnston 5th, Goma 6th, Gronkia 7th, Everson 8th, Beckham, Matt Elliott, Norbert Solana. Some surprising names up there. And then Hart on show in 13 and Tariq at 14.
I mean, Gronkia seems to does pick up a few bonus points when he plays, definitely.
Yeah.
I've noticed that.
The only thing is he's a bit insecure. 6 starts, 2 sub appearances, and only 2 assists. But if he's getting a high average rating, you're getting those bonus. These tables aren't available anywhere, Andy. Just the league table. We don't do the home away records and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So briefly look at goals. You can see this on James's stream, Planet FPL James's stream. You can see all of this comes up a lot as well, so won't labour that one too much. Grabby and Van Nistelrooy at the top, and then assists wise.
Are there any...
Sorry, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, any other stats you want to see while we're on the league stats? Any team stats or player stats you want to see that you wouldn't normally get anywhere else while we're here?
I mean, should we have a little...
Yellow cards? I mean, how's that looking? Anyone close?
No one's getting close to 5 yet.
No.
So still plenty of cushion there. Team stats wise, it can be useful to see the set pieces, I think. So these are going to be starting to tot up a bit. So Man United and Sunderland getting the goals from corners more than others. Still a fairly small sample size, obviously. Indirect free kicks, Villa, Charlton, Leicester, Middlesbrough, the only teams with more than one. And direct free kicks, I think we've still only got... Oh, no, Newcastle have scored a direct free kick sometime. Don't know when that was.
Yeah, who was that? Can't think.
Don't know. It must have been the last couple of weeks. Shots on target, is that... I think that's a percentage shots on target, so it's not that useful because it's not telling you the total number. So, to be honest, that is probably not very useful, apart from to say that Joe Cole has got very accurate shots. So is James Scowcroft and Darryl Powell. I think those are two both names. Scowcroft's been talked about quite a lot. Darryl Powell, I think, is quite a good option. Although only, maybe not, 1 goal and 2 assists and 10.
It's Derby, isn't it? It's tough.
Yeah. Should we move on to looking at the European fixtures that have gone?
Yeah, the 3 European fixtures. That's cool. Let's go to that.
Yeah. So let's do that. So there's some interesting news actually in the European fixtures for you. So we'll go to Arsenal first. I think this was an interesting game. So as you can see, Arsenal won 3-0 against Borussia Dortmund. Goals for Oleg Lushny and 2 for Sol Campbell. And this could send minor ripples through the community. Sol Campbell is on penalties.
2 penalties.
Yeah, so actually I was gonna go into this. So I was like, wow, that's interesting. Campbell missed penalty and Lehmann sent off and then another penalty, and then I looked at it and it's great. So Arsenal win a penalty. Kanu is fouled by Kohler. Campbell had a chance to score from the spot. Campbell missed the penalty. It was saved by Lehmann. The rebound fell to Campbell. Campbell was brought down by Lehmann in the area. A penalty was awarded. Lehmann sent off. Campbell begins his run-up. Campbell scores.
Oh, that's great to see. Lovely.
So Campbell has missed the penalty and then won a penalty, got their keeper sent off and scored. So,
just the image of Sol Campbell shaking it around him as well.
I know, exactly, yeah. So I think actually Sol Campbell, to me, now maybe goes to the top of the... desirable Arsenal defenders list. He overtakes Ashley Cole potentially, but with Arsenal midfielders looking like a pretty ropey bunch, I think that Cole Campbell double up, or maybe even Seaman triple up if you really want to go for it, could be a good shout. But yeah.
I'm still surprised not to see Richard Wright come in at this late stage. You'd expect him to come back in. I'm still expecting it. I personally wouldn't go Seaman for that reason.
I would say I would happily take Seaman, take the upside, and have a playing backup, and just change when it happens.
I mean, yeah. I mean, 5 million is a good price, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, we priced him as a almost certain backup, and he's doing really well.
Yeah.
I mean, he can even be the third choice David Seaman sometimes. I think they got Rami. Oh no, that's maybe
Graham Stack.
The patch. I'm thinking
Graham
of the next patch up. Rami Shaban can play for them sometimes. So just to say, the
FPL Chancer saying Judas content unwelcome. So probably lots of
sign him up, Chancer. Don't cut your nose off to spite your face. You know.
Have you seen his team name? His team name's I can't remember exactly. It's something to do with Judas will not be signed or something. I can't remember.
Wow.
Chancer, what's your team name? Put it in the chat. Yeah, I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, big news. So there you can see Arsenal are definitely through in the Champions League, 100%. They are through. So let's have a look at more results from here. We'll do Man United next.
Who else is going through as well? Do you want to click through all the other groups if you get a chance?
Yeah, I'll do that in a second. I'll go through the tables. So Man United are top of their group and going through. This was an absolute landslide domination performance. So you can see a 2-0 win there with Ryan Giggs getting a 10 out of 10. He got just the one assist, but basically Palmer had Jetu sent off on 17 minutes. Man United had 27 shots away from home.
That's incredible.
And Palmer had no shots in the whole game.
It's a good job we got a good keeper.
Yeah, they've got a great keeper, Sebastian Frey, yeah. So they basically got Palmer, a good team on this game. They've got Cannavaro at the back that you can see. And, yeah, Man United smashed him. So...
Just before we go on, I want to mention about Ryan Giggs, because he's being overlooked heavily by everyone. Everyone's like Beckham or Veron. Now, I think Giggs, for this run of fixtures, they got, Southampton at home, Bolton at home, Borough away, Everton at home. The next 4 fixtures.
Yeah.
Triple on Man U is essential. You need 3 United players.
Yeah.
If you are chasing and you need to get a midfielder in and you're thinking Beckham, Giggs or Veron, I think my tip for this week would be Giggs, just for that differential pick.
Interesting. So
out of 3.
I think it's a good shout. The only counter to that is he's only got 1 assist in 9 games in the league. So maybe he's not as prolific. I know he can perform brilliantly, but to be fair, Veron's not dissimilar and he's a great player. So Brian Newell in the chat is shouting out Roy Keane, who's now got 3 assists in 7. What do you think about Roy Keane, Andy? Much cheaper.
Yeah, how much is Roy Keane? Is it 7?
I think he's 7. Might be 7.5, somewhere around there.
I wouldn't personally. Although he's nailed on captain, still getting assists and can get a goal. I think you need one of the big 3, at least one of the big 3.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I think Man United triple up is more or less essential for the season long. To be honest, I think you can't argue with the value that like Blanc and Sylvestre provide. I wouldn't go for Barthez personally because of a lack of save points, but I think.
Would you go for defender and 2 others? Or I think
I'd go for. I think I'd go for 2 defenders and Van Nistelrooy personally, and then I would be very tempted in a stronger run of fixtures to maybe switch and go for Veron as a second attacking player. But that is basically a huge chunk of your budget on Man United attack.
It's a lot. I think I'd have Ruud Van Nistelrooy. I probably would pick a midfielder and probably couldn't afford Veron if I was having Van Nistelrooy as well.
Yeah, true.
So maybe Beckham or Giggs for me, and then Sylvestre. Yeah.
Man United waltzing through in their group. And then let's have a look. Liverpool we haven't done. So Liverpool a 2-0 defeat in Madrid. But
should we just leave it there for a second?
Yeah, I was going to say the result is not the most significant element of this game, as you can probably see already. Fernando Morientes got 2 goals. Liverpool up front they've got Sjøland again, and Danny Murphy and Vegard Hegem is playing in midfield in this game. But things are going to get shaken up in the next round. It's funny because it takes like 30 seconds for the stream to come in, so I'm sure people are typing it in right now.
Yeah.
But as you can see there, the big news here is the injuries that we have at centre half for Liverpool. So they've already got basically their whole attack out, and now they've got 2 injuries at the back there. Now all the comments are coming in. You can see. So Liverpool are getting destroyed. So let's have a little look, shall we?
The luck they're having this season, I've never seen anything like it.
It's crazy.
The team's just decimated every week.
It's absolutely crazy. So we're on the Saturday morning of game week 11. So Ancho is out for 2 weeks. So he'll probably miss a couple of games, maybe 3.
It also affects Biscan as well, because you've got to get back centre back, isn't it?
Yeah, Adam Francis just said that very thing, that is terrible for Biscan.
Yeah.
Sami Hyypiä is out for 10 days, so he'll miss 1, maybe 2 games. That's bad news for many people, I imagine. And it's really bad news for any Liverpool players in general, because they're just going to be pretty decimated. If we could just go to Liverpool squad quickly, you can see.
Have a look at their fixtures in a second as well. How does 10 days affect things?
So they've got Newcastle on Monday. So those players will still miss. That's 2 days left, but they'll still miss that. So 2 days till Newcastle. Then they've got 2 days later. Another injury susceptibility potentially is Cheltenham. They do play on the Monday night the following week. So 10 days wise, you'd expect maybe Hyypiä gets back for that game.
That is interesting. I think Hyypiä would only miss 1 game, like 1 league game.
Yeah, but he'll be at 90% and still injured, you would expect. Right?
Yeah, but one day left, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I mean, it could be catastrophic though in terms of. I'm not trying to ham up the fear, by the way, but that's a bit of a strong word maybe. But basically, you can see here they've got 2 weeks in a row. They play Monday, Wednesday. So if a player's playing at 90%, that makes to me like those injury risks of recurring is another issue. So, and they've got
imagine putting the derby on the Monday night and then playing the 6th game of the Champions League.
And it's the deciding game as well. So, just to say, Liverpool squad-wise, I mean, Luke Disable's in the chat. Hi, Luke. He will have more of an idea of this, but just off the top of my head, I would suggest you've got Hegem, Risa, Carragher, and Biscan would be the obvious 4 that I would think would play in defence there.
Yeah, I mean, if I was managing the team, I'd have John Walsh come straight in.
John Welsh, yeah. Stephen Wright, who joined Sunderland in real life, he is he's played a Champions League game and come on as a sub, so he could.
You expect Biscan centre back, Carragher hopefully centre back, and then maybe Risa left, Hegem right.
I think that's what they'll do. Yeah. So just say Champions. Ben Krellin also in the chat. Evening, Ben. Thanks for all your sterling work you're doing on the fixtures. So Liverpool's group wise, that's where they stand. So they can't qualify for the next round of the Champions League. But if they finish 3rd in their group, they'll qualify for the UEFA. Now, we were having a chat, Andy, about whether it's head-to-head or goal difference that separates them.
Yeah, I believe it's head-to-head. I'm pretty sure.
So I think that Liverpool might be ahead of them there because they lost 2-1 in Rotterdam and won 1-0 at home against Feyenoord. So I guess they're ahead of them on away goals, is my guess.
I'll just see if I can check that. Yeah. That's pretty sure what I think happened.
So
at that time, head-to-head.
Yeah, so Adam France saying, I think it's done on goal difference. Either way, you can see, basically, Feyenoord play Real Madrid at home, Liverpool play Rangers at home. It's head-to-head confirmed, says Tala. So Liverpool are ahead of them on points. So basically, Liverpool just need to match the result that Feyenoord get against Real Madrid. I'd expect Feyenoord to lose to Real Madrid and Liverpool be okay to come through in 3rd, which is going to affect their double game weeks coming up. Yeah.
Rangers won't rest for the All British affair.
No, and I'm not sure the game thinks that way always either. So
fair play to Rangers though, getting out of that group. It's a tough group.
Yeah, absolutely. So
yeah, Feyenoord are at home to Real Madrid, so it's not a given.
Yeah,
I think not. I mean, Feyenoord could easily get a draw. Liverpool could lose, and that'd be it.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, that Real Madrid away game is just gone. So they've got
and that in the game is we'll know that this week, won't we? After Wednesday's.
So
fixtures.
Just looking ahead, so we've got Wednesday. We've got Newcastle. No, so the League Cup third round is after that. So it'll be after Saturday's game. So on the stream next week, we'll be able to talk about that really. Right. So that's Liverpool. We'll update you on the strikers later.
Just for interest for myself, just go through the rest of the groups really quickly.
Yeah, cool. I'll whiz through the group tables quickly. So Lazio and Slavia Prague through ahead of Deportivo and Lyon. Celtic through. Celtic are good on this game.
Mm-hmm.
Bayern through. Fenerbahce, Red Star and Boavista there. Arsenal and Dortmund through. Roma through. Rosenborg look like they might knock out Leverkusen.
Roma will be the best team in this game, I reckon.
Yeah, they're a great team. There's Real Madrid and Rangers through there. Group G, Man United's group. You'd think Parma will come through there. They're decent. And then Barcelona through, and then Galatasaray, Olympiacos, Schalke playing off against one another there.
Nice. And also, just quickly, can you just have a look at the Division 1 table? I know people just want to see who's in contention to come up in case you do another season.
Yeah. Sheffield Wednesday running away with it at the top there. Happy news for Heskebo. Who have they got in their team? Andy Hinchcliffe, Seabon, Danny Maddox is a star player as well. I know this is a bit irrelevant to the game, but it's quite fun to see, isn't it? So there you go. That's what you've got. That's what your first division table's looking like, and that's who's getting relegated at the moment. Right.
Just before we do club by club, we've forgot to mention as well Manager of the Month for April.
Great shout, yeah. Little league update. Manager of the Month. You go for it, Andy. Yeah,
so I think he's top for most of, well, certainly the last couple of weeks anyway. But fair play to Boris Chow. Manager of the Month for April.
Yeah, Chow BCK on Twitter. I think he was 6 game weeks in a row at least that he was top, and he's been toppled since. Who's now top?
Perfect Pete is now top, so well done, Pete.
Yeah,
catching up.
Perfect Pete in the lead.
Yeah,
nice,
doing well. Some great scores this week and some good competition at the top again. Because I thought Boris was running away with it.
Yeah,
to be honest.
Well, he had a decent week, didn't he? He had like 75, and that's good. But obviously Pete got 90 or something, didn't he? It was massive.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, well done, Boris Chow. And I think what we might do is, come the end of the season, we might do some sort of like mini competition for the Managers of the Month or something. But definitely we want to do something for the Managers of the Month. So, well done, Boris.
Well done, mate.
Right, team by team?
Yeah, let's go for it. It's cool.
So let's go through team by team. I'll grab up my injury notes in a second. So Ray Parler, he's out for 3 weeks after his injury against Leeds. Martin Keown is suspended. 1 match to go of his suspension. Doesn't look like there's much else to report there from Arsenal. We'll just check the condition because they played midweek. We won't do this with every team, but Carnu there on 87%, which is good news for Henry owners. Adams 90%, Ljungberg 90%. Might be good news for Tikhonov owners. Does Albertini have an issue with his stamina, given he isn't playing midweek but still being subbed before the hour mark? I think basically his performances have been quite poor in his first couple of games. So against Leeds he was scoring a 6, and against Charlton he was scoring a 6. So I think basically if a player is performing worse than the others, the game just subs them off because they want a better player on. So if you've jumped early on Albertini, I wouldn't panic too much. He's not going to score every week. He's not going to be that sort of player. So, yeah.
You'd expect Henry and Jeffers to probably play again, wouldn't you?
Yeah, with Carnu on lower condition, yeah, you would think that Henry and Jeffers 2 goals, 3 assists in 7 appearances is good. Good option.
Yeah, it's good.
Nice differential. Arsenal as well, like difficult picks because Henry's brilliant but so expensive. Maybe Jeffers is the one that you want out of those lot.
Yeah, I mean, certainly wouldn't touch their midfield. It's just all over the place.
Yeah.
They're not performing well at all.
Yeah, I think Albertini's pretty nailed, but I wouldn't want him personally.
No.
Just to say, obviously we go for an alphabetical order like always. If there's things that you want to know ahead, do ask like a club or two ahead. Feel free to do that. We'll go through them alphabetical. Aston Villa here. So
Luke in the chat saying far too pricey for Albertini.
Albertini, well, maybe. He's not on pens now, is he? We thought he might be on pens, so I wouldn't disagree.
I was saying to Luke I wanted it for 7 million. How wrong was I?
Well, you never know. He could come good. Hassan Kashlul is coming back. I doubt anyone owns him. Balaban is now back. Not much to report with Villa. Everything's looking good there. Right, Blackburn Rovers.
New person added to the game.
Yeah, Jimmy Corbett. Where's he? Oh, there's a bit of news for you guys. Damien Duff is out for 3 weeks with a groin strain. So I think most people have jumped off of him. Those that didn't, at least you got rewarded with that 10 out of 10 performance in the last game and a couple of assists. But he is now out for 3 weeks. So implications wise for Blackburn, that might bring Craig Hignett back into the team a little bit. He's on penalties, so that could be a thing. Marcus Bent has also got a minor injury there. He's out for a few days with a strained neck, 90% fitness. So if there's a few,
I think there's a few Bent owners around.
There is
certainly, yeah, a few.
Mark Hughes, we talked about a month out. And someone's asked about Friedel dropped. Yeah, I think Friedel's out of the team now. I think Alan Kelly is. I thought that Alan Kelly would be the first choice keeper before he went out on loan, because he's a good goalie on this game. So yeah, Corrado Grabby's still unhappy about living in England basically. So that's why you're seeing Grabby unhappy. Someone's asking about Angel just quickly. There's Angel, 4 goals and an assist and a man of match in 9 games. Good option, I think.
I agree. Yeah.
Right.
Certainly, the next Villa got some decent fixture next, I think, haven't they? From memory.
So
got our question.
You got the fixtures.
No, I haven't seen it. Don't worry. Carry on.
Bolton Wanderers, Jibril Diawara is out for a month with a calf strain. Let's just get a quick update on Ricardo Gardner. He's still got 3 months to go before he's back, but he will be an option when he returns. Goodney Bergson is at 90% and in light training. Kevin Nolan is on 90% with a small injury. So that's something for Kevin Nolan owners to think about. He may not play this week. And that's your lot with Bolton. Not much happening there. Not many owners of Bolton players. So we'll move on. Do give me a shout, Andy, if there's anything you want to see on the
team. Definitely will do.
Charlton, buzz injuries today. Luke Young is on 90% and is out for a few days with an injury. Someone talked about Ngotti wanted. So Ngotti, it might just be me at Brighton because he did have another team after him. Oh, no, Chateauroux and Treviso. So he could end up buzzing off. I'll add him back to my shortlist. There was another team interested.
Did he feel the pressure? Did he? Felt the pressure?
What? And who's that?
Ngotti. Just click on Ngotti. He's feeling the pressure of something.
Feels pressured by the interest being shown in
him. Yeah, that was it. Yeah. Cool.
But yeah, I don't think that's going to affect him too much. So Charlton Athletic, Luke Young, as we discussed, is injured at 90%. Mark Fish is out for 3 games with a suspension. Mark Kinsella, he played through injury in the last game, so he will play again, I'm almost sure. Although I got in trouble for saying that I thought Hart wouldn't play, and then he did. So, but I think
we had a long discussion about that, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. But Kinsella, he played the last game at 90% and still injured, so he should be okay. And Sean Bartlett is also at 90%, and he's out for a week. Do we want to do conditional players? I mean, they should all be fine pretty much. Let's do a quick search for conditions.
Yeah, I think we can. Yeah, that's fine.
There we go. So nothing really to note there from Charlton condition-wise. Everyone is looking good. We'll do a quick condition check on Chelsea as well. So down the bottom here, Marcel Desailly is at 73% and still injured for 10 days. Mario Melchiot. Is the echo back?
Maybe someone said something. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe if I've got an echo on my mic, I can reconnect it. Mario Melchiot is at 90% now, still injured. And Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank was already wanting a new contract. That hasn't changed. Seen a few people talk about Jimmy Floyd actually, because I think their fixtures are changing. So yeah, Blackburn and Fulham. So maybe people jumping on for that. Just going to
yeah, could do. But I think there's better options at 10.5 at the moment.
Yeah, I'd rather have Good Johnson personally. My mic has just randomly gone echoey. This happens. Let's have another. I'm just going to disconnect it and reconnect it again.
Sure.
Doing that.
Yeah, any Chelsea assets for their fixtures really. I mean, what would you think to look at Fulham at home, Blackburn at home? You know, Fulham and Blackburn don't score many, so maybe go for the defenders again as an option. I think Desailly, Gallas had a good game.
Yeah.
I mean, Desailly's going to be back for the 2 home fixtures.
Yeah.
So that could be an option. I think I'd rather go Chelsea defence than the attack for their 2 home fixtures. I can't see the teams they're playing scoring, Fulham and Blackburn.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. Chelsea have been a bit shaky, haven't they? I'm not totally sold on them, but I think attack-wise, Good Johnson, 4 goals in 5 games, I quite like as a potential option.
I mean, and he's priced enough, so he could be a third striker as well, couldn't he?
Yeah, what? Good Johnson?
Good Johnson, yeah.
I think he's at 10, isn't he?
Oh, he's at 10,
I think he's a premium. Someone asked about Bolton conditions, we didn't do that for them, but there we go. There's where Bolton's conditions are at. So again, like really the non-European teams should be fine this week. I'm not expecting them to see anything there. Derby, Kincladze's at 90%, but it's not a massive problem. Horatio Carbonari came off at the weekend. He is out for a few days more. He's at 72%. I would say he won't play, but to say we're saying
last week.
To say we're saying Good Johnson's 8 million, I'm sure he's more than that. I'm sure I priced him really high. If he's 8 million, buy him because he is a bargain. Nothing to report at Derby. Mark Poom still suspended. One more game to go.
Anything Poom comes back in?
I think Poom will definitely come back in. Andy Oakes is not particularly good. So, yeah, I think that... I mean, I could be wrong on that, but I would be surprised if he wasn't.
I mean, someone like Poom and Kylie, they're not great in defence, but they're getting the save points. They're racking them up, aren't they? So
yeah, I think...
Poom's an option.
I personally, if I were playing properly, I would go for like the 4.5 million-ish goalkeepers, especially Crossley looks like great value at the moment. But I'd go, the save points can be so valuable. So Steve Simonson's at 87%, which is a little bit weird. Paul Gerrard must be back now. Yeah, Paul Gerrard is back. Oh, well, he was on the bench.
He has been on the bench, yeah.
So looks like Simonson has nailed down the spot then in that case at Everton. Pembridge is out for 10 days and is at 90%. No one really owns Everton players, so we move on. Fulham. Steve Finnan is a new injury there. He played in a reserve game and he's out for 2 weeks with a pulled hamstring. Just to say, at Everton, someone saying, is Rodzinski an option? Everton haven't been scoring many goals, so I would be wary on Everton attack. But he could turn into an option.
I mean, the goals have come from Gravison. So
yeah,
there's your Everton. And an Everton player.
Steve Watson as well.
Yeah.
Steve Malbranc is at 90%. He only has a few days to go before he's back from injury, so he could become an option. He was a popular option before. He's quite a good cheap-ish player. Legwinski's got 1 game to go. I've seen a few people saying that maybe Fulham have been struggling without Legwinski. And Steve Marley is out for 3 matches now with his red card ban. So you would think that this is the time for Louis Sahar to come into the team. And I know that lots of people have been hyping Louis Sahar. What do you think of him?
I think he's a great option. 6.5 million. If he comes in, he's going to score goals.
Yeah.
For whatever fixture it is, I think he's someone that can hold in your team if he gets that starting spot.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Just a reminder, in the season before this, when Fulham got promoted, he scored 27 goals. So
that was the Keegan way, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, he was a hot property back then. Fulham condition.
I mean, Barry Hales could play, but it's going to be Sahar, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd be shocked if Barry Hales took it above him. But you never know. So that's Fulham, but basically everyone's looking fine as you would expect. Ipswich Town. So
Sereni as well.
Oh yeah, we'll have a quick look at Sereni. So Sereni's good to play this week, but he has got a 3-match ban. We haven't really worked out. Like, violent conduct definitely is a 3-match ban, but I don't know why Sereni's got a 3-match ban. Whether they adjudge it to be a deliberate malicious foul or something, I don't really know.
Have we had a keeper that's got a 1-match ban yet? Because they've all been 3-match ban, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm not. To be honest, off the top of my head, I don't remember.
Just trying, yeah. And you don't think, like, the 1-match ban for Shearer, you don't think they appealed it and it got taken down by 2? That wouldn't happen, would it?
It's possible, but...
I mean, we thought because it wasn't that violent, it was quite a soft red.
Yeah,
that's why he got 1 match.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. It wasn't too violent. It was like a push as opposed to like a... They've got push and shove in the commentary, so it was just a push. So Maurizio Tarico, he's out for a few days still with a calf strain. So this looks like, assuming they don't play him against Torpedo Moscow, which they may, this should be his last game where he's got the threat of recurring injury. Matt Holland is out for 10 days. I think that's not a new injury. I think he missed the last game. But he's out for 10 days with a damaged shoulder. So that's Ipswich. All looking good at Ipswich Town. The defenders look like the place to go there because they get so many bonus points. Tarico 90% orange flag mean anything? I think basically it means the game's already shown that they'll play him at 90% and with an orange flag injury. It just means that he's more likely for his injury to recur is the only thing. So when Ian Hart got injured, that was just bad luck because he wasn't actually injured anymore. Tarico could get a recurrence of his injury because he got a calf strain, so he could pull his calf again or something similar. Right, Leeds. Condition-wise, everyone's looking great, as we suspected. Injury-wise, everyone is looking great, apart from Ian Hart.
Yeah.
He is at 90% though, so for those that have held on to Ian Hart, he may well play in this next game.
That's a risk though, isn't it?
It is a risk, yeah. But he could well play. I think if I had him, I'd start him. Would you?
I would start him, yeah. I don't think you can see him coming on. He's either going to start or not start.
Yeah, I
and
agree.
not come on.
Yeah. So if you've held him for last week, you're probably like I played FPL coach in the Worthington Cup, and he held on to Ian Hart. So looks like people are doing it.
He's got a good bench. You can play him.
Yeah. Right, Leicester City. Again, everyone's looking pretty clean bill of health and pretty ready to go. Tim Flowers, he obviously had a 3-match ban, as you were saying. So 2 matches to go for him.
Left. Yeah.
Robbie Savage, he's going to miss that game. He's on 62%. I don't think hardly anyone owns him. Jordan Stewart's at 90% with a week to go. But again, I mean, Leicester, lots of people have jumped on Leicester. They've got Charlton and Southampton away next. And then I imagine that once you get to sort of Leeds at home, maybe keep. But once they get to Liverpool away, whether people will start jumping off of them.
Yeah, they've had their 2 good fixtures.
Yeah.
And these next 2 aren't as good, but they're still decent enough to hold on to now.
Yeah. Talis says, when will the Australian lads be away on international duty? If you just give me a second, I will have a little look and remind you of that. Let's see. Kewell, Australia. So their next game is on the 20th. That's this game week, so they've not been called up. And in fact, Australia have called up no British-based players there. So the Australians have got away with that. No international call-ups for Australia. This is why it's so random in the game. It's so hard to actually pin down what's going to happen. I've just done Leicester. So Liverpool, this is a big one. So lots of injury news there. So the condition will be certainly of interest to people. So as you can see, these players will remain injured. I mean, like Owen, Smeets, Littman and Diomed, they're all long-term. Yeah, we can check USA 2 as well, James. I'll do that in a sec for you, mate. Huppier, we've already discussed, and Ansho we've already discussed. Heskey's at 55% and still has 10 days to go. So he, I suspect, is not playing, even though they're pretty desperate.
He won't play.
No. Robbie Fowler, 88%. I think he will play.
I believe he will as well. But the injuries they got, I think Fowler starts.
They've got 2 more days to go, so he will be at 90% by the time they play. I think Robbie Fowler is definitely playing that game.
Is it a few days out? Yeah, a few days. So
he'll be down to like 1 day left and 90%. He'll be playing that, I'm sure, because they've got no other strikers. Probably Danny Murphy was the one that went up front with him to begin with, so I think it'll be Fowler and Murphy up front next game, I would imagine.
Yeah, someone was asking about Patrick Berger, but I don't think Patrick Berger will start if Fowler starts.
Patrick Berger. Let's have a little look at him anyway. I used to love Patrick Berger as a real player. He was
back in like
Euro 96.
So many good goals as well. Like for Portsmouth, he scored some screamers.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, there he is, Patrick Berger. So 1 game that he's come back since injury. I'm not sure. I think he's a wait and see. Probably, I'd go for Danny Murphy if it were me.
So I think the problem for Liverpool is just the fixtures they have. The Monday, Wednesday is ridiculous.
You've got to hope for Liverpool's sake that they play a reserve team against Cheltenham. You think that is a game you'd expect to see rotation in that game. So hopefully they play some reserves in that, get a result, and everyone stays fit.
Then they got 5 days to Everton.
Yeah. Right, Man United. Total clean bill of health at Man United. Everything's looking good there. Yeah,
Berger's 100%.
Yeah, pretty much everyone's 100%. So Man United obviously did play in Europe, but everyone's still looking good. So nothing to worry about with Man United there whatsoever. No injury news there to really worry about. Barthez is unhappy. Would like to negotiate a new contract. One other thing just to note up actually that came through on the news feed was Laurent Blanc has been getting some criticism in the press for his poor performances. So they're obviously not terrible, but 76776, not brilliant either. So basically, a news article came from my newsfeed saying, why have Man United signed Laurent Blanc? The press are questioning it. Alex Ferguson has defended him. He's not bothered about it, but yeah.
Hopefully he scores a goal to prove a point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I like Laurent Blanc on this game. He's good for 6 mil. Middlesbrough, Alan Boksic, much talked about last week, is up to 100% and fit.
Just going back to United there, Man U, with the good fixtures that they have, do you think we'll see any rotation? Like we did a few weeks ago when Ronnie Woolworth came in and
possibly. I mean,
Quinton Fortune.
Luke is the man that knows these things, and I did see the Luke Disable put up a really good. He'd run the sim basically at Southampton. I think Van Nistelrooy, for instance, played. I think it was 18 out of 25 games Van Nistelrooy had played. So I think that's an interesting thing. That's what, a 1 in 3 chance roughly that he'll be dropped.
Yeah, so, I think Southampton scored 5 in 20 sims. I think 5 goals out of 20 sims.
Man, defence is solid. So, and they've got Bolt in the game after. Obviously, they've got a League Cup game there, and they've got Nantes there as well. So they've got quite a few fixtures. So you may well see some rotation there. But I think you just stick with him. I think Irwin could start, but I feel like with Irwin, why waste your Man United spot on a player who might not start? Would be my opinion. Is Woolwork in the game? He should be if he's not. If he's not, we'll add him as a 4 million. 4 million? What do you think? 4 million?
Yeah, 4 million.
We'll add him as a 4 million defender.
4 million, yeah.
Yeah. Late riser. I hear Rob Picker's at the United training ground tomorrow. Yeah, good luck with that. We'll see.
He's not, no.
So Middlesbrough, what am I looking at? Right, Boksic is 100% fit, and everyone else is looking good. Noel Whelan is out for 10 days with a twisted knee, so he would, if he could stay fit, he'd be a good pick, but he's getting injured.
That's interesting, Noel Whelan. Yeah, Boksic. So Boksic, is he 100% now?
Yeah, 100%, ready to go. Yeah. So Boksic, I think, is a great pick. So, yeah, love the Boksic.
So you say Boksic and Rickard up top? Is that pretty nailed? Or do you think Nemeth could be there?
It seems like Nemeth is down the pecking order, doesn't he? He was a popular pre-season one. 1 start, 5 sub appearances. Rickard 6. Yeah, I think you got to say Rickard's the backup.
I like Rickard and Boksic. Good pairing.
Yeah, I think Boksic's the one I'd want personally. Right, 5 clubs to go. Cracking through it. Newcastle. So Solano unhappy. He wants to be paid what he deserves. Marcelino came off injured in the last game. He's at 73% and is out for a few more days. He came off in Europe last time, not in the league. My bad. Dabazas is unhappy because he wants a new contract. I think we covered that one already. People have asked if Shearer's wanted. He's not. He's fit, ready to go. Carl Court is also back. Obviously, Bellamy is out, as we discussed previously. He's still got 3 weeks to go. He got injured in a reserve game. But Carl Court, Shola Amiobi, both options. Shearer's... hang on. Shearer's suspended this week, isn't he? So the reason that's not showing up on here is because the Liverpool game is in 2 days and Shearer's suspension starts tomorrow. So Shearer is out this game week. To be really, really clear, Shearer is out, even though there's not a little sus sign there. He's suspended. So probably
nice pick. Yeah.
Thanks. Pretty pleased with that one. Carl Court and Shola Amiobi there will probably start up front, I guess. Maybe is there a chance that someone plays out of position like Laurent Robert?
Or their new signing. What about Alay?
Who, sorry?
Port Vale.
Oh, Alay. Yeah. Maybe.
They signed him for this match. This is the game.
He'd do well, but yeah, Carl Court. Liverpool obviously have got a very soft core now for this next game, so it could be a good time to face Liverpool for Newcastle, who are really struggling. So
yeah, just to make it clear of Shearer, he is suspended for this game week. It's just not showing because the suspension starts Sunday in the game.
Yeah. Gavin Ray is out for a month, so yeah, everyone that was excited about that new signing, calm down. You got to wait another month. Tahar remains injured. I think Brian Howard, really the only player in 4.5 forward, is still injured for another week. He's at 57%. And condition-wise, everyone's looking good there. Sunderland. Again, like a fairly clean bill of health. FPL chance of Carl Court was so bad. I quite liked him. He was all right. Wimbledon at least. Maybe not at Newcastle. Once saw him in a Tesco in Wolverhampton once. Good fact. Yeah.
Did you speak to him at all?
No, I didn't. I left him alone. I mean, it was only Carl Court. If it was Jason Newell, I might have. Darren Williams is out for 3 months. That's something that no one's really going to care about, but it's good for you to know. And there's some. They must have had a reserve game because some of these reserve players have got slightly low condition, but they're all reserve players.
There's no injuries.
Nothing there to report.
Sorensen, he was back last game week.
Yeah. Tottenham Hotspur. So there is actually a fairly big piece of injury news at Tottenham Hotspur that might not matter. That is Salakovic is at 90%. So Tottenham do play. I checked this earlier. Tottenham do play in the game on the Saturday on this day. So he is down as injured and at 90%. So yeah. And
we have added a new player for Tottenham after his appearance last game week.
We have, yes. Let me go and find him. There he is, Pedrinha. So we're listing him as a 4.0 defender because he's playing at wing back, and we're trying to be true to what's happening in the game rather than the positions. But he is a not fantastic youth winger, but he could be a 4.0 defender. So if you fancy a very, very short-term punt, you could play him. But Ben Thatcher is already at 90%. So let's be honest, unless Ben Thatcher... Excuse me. I'm getting emotional talking about it. Unless Ben Thatcher recurs his injury, then I don't think Pedrinha is really an option. Dean Richards is at 90% with a few days to go. Leonardson is at 1 day also. He could have potentially threatened Salakovic's place, but I think Salakovic will probably just play because Christian Ziga's still got 2 more weeks to go. Nothing else to report there at Spurs. Everyone's looking good. Oh, Tony Gardner's gone out on loan. Minor piece of news for you. Tony Gardner, he came on in the last game, but he's gone out on loan.
Gary Smith just saying when's the next fixtures. On the Sunday stream, we always are like pre-kickoff to the next game week. So in the top left-hand corner, you'll see 27th of October. The game week 11 starts on 27th of October. So this is up to date with the fixtures.
Yeah. People asking, what do you think, Andy? Do you think Salakovic and Richards will start?
It's Salakovic 1 day, he'll start. Yeah, I think Richards will as well, probably.
I think they're both likely to start as well. They're important players for Spurs, so I think the game usually puts them straight on in. Someone asked about Newcastle condition, late riser. I think everyone's at 100%. So let's go final club with the big signing.
The big news. You've been waiting all day for this one. Waiting all day. Any guesses?
I've got some breaking news for you, Andy.
Oh wow!
See what I did there?
Yeah, I see what you did. Great stuff.
Ian Breckin.
Was that planned all day?
I did think about it. Yes. Ian Breckin is signed from Chesterfield for 475k. He's actually a decent-ish player on this game. So he's a sort of low-level Prem, high-level Championship player. So he has come in. Last game they played Adam Newton at right back. He's played 3 games at right back. Steve Potts has gone back out on loan, so he can't play there. He's played a game for them. Sebastian Schemmel is on a 5.83 average rating, which is absolutely horrendous. So I think that Breckin will probably be the starter at right back. They also bought Alistair Asher, who's a good player on this game, but probably not ready for the Premier League. But yeah, Ian Breckin at right back. So
we're not going to price him until he plays, so we'll see if he plays Wednesday night or not.
Well, Breckin,
yeah.
I think Breckin straight in personally. I think he'll be a player. Generally, I've done transfers in as like if I think they'll play, I've put them in. But if they're like a youth player, I've left them out.
Okay, fair enough.
So I think
you get to price him straight away. Then
I'm going to price him at 4.5 because I'm pretty confident that he's going to come straight in and be a regular starter. I'm putting my good name to it.
4.5, not 4.
Nah, he'll be too easy at 4 because he'll be. I think he's going to be pretty nailed. You've already got Jerry Taggart, so. Scott Minto's injured. He's out for 2 weeks. But really, West Ham are all over the place. I would not touch them full stop. Honestly, Rigo Song still injured. That's it.
James is just asking about the USA.
Yeah, thanks, mate. A
match.
good reminder. Yeah, I'll check that out. FPL Chancellor Ian Brecken is such a Glenn Roeder move.
Really is.
Totally,
he wants to get sacked.
Totally
he wants
agree
to get
with
sacked.
that.
Can you imagine the West Ham fans after that news? Like, we've signed a right back.
I know.
It's Ian Brecken for Chesterfield.
I know. Terrible.
On-field protest again.
Right, USA's next game is on the 18th of November. And that is game week... That one. So we've got 11, 12, 13. Game week 13, America's next tie. So something to bear in mind if you own Casey Keller or Brad Friedel, who's now on the bench anyway. Yeah, Man United corners, please, says Luke. Yeah, now is a good time to throw in anything else that you want to know. This is your last chance for this stream. Let's have a look at the Villa game. So I'll see if I can see it, but if anyone else in the chat, Sam Thomas, I'm looking at you. You got it last time. Veron lined up a free kick. Oh no, sorry. Veron lined up the free kick. The free kick was taken by Gary Neville. Clever.
Gary Neville in, he's on free kicks as well.
Giggs lined up the free kick. Veron stepped up to take the free kick. So it looks like they're all over the place here, Man United. Veron with another free kick there. I mean, it obviously doesn't specify what part of the pitch, so it might be that Gary Neville took one deep. And also the game does differentiate between left and right sides of the pitch, at least when you're playing it yourself. But it looks like Veron has got the lion's share. And you are on corners. Ginola on corners for Villa there.
I can't see any corners.
I mean, they're definitely going to have had a corner against Parma, aren't they? Because they had 27 shots. Staunton on corners right there.
Staunton's often on corners.
Yeah, I didn't realise that. I suppose he was in real life, wasn't he? Giggs taking a direct free kick that was deflected off the wall. The game does differentiate between direct and indirect free kicks. So it looks like, yeah, Giggs and Varane on the sort of the set pieces for United. Let's see if I can dig out the corners for you. I'll try and rush through it a bit more because we spent a little while on this now. If anyone sees it themselves, then just shout in the chat. Staunton has 20 for corners. That's amazing.
See Giggs' name quite a bit.
Corner, woohoo! David Beckham on corners for Man United. Is Kumas on set pieces for Ipswich? What do you think of Jason Kumas while I'm having a little look at this, Andy? What do you reckon of him?
As a player, I think he's great. On this game for Ipswich, yeah, he's a good punt, decent enough punt. 6 million, isn't he?
Yeah. So see that Kumas is on free kicks. Jermaine Wright also taking a free kick there, and Jermaine Wright shooting from long. Oh no, that's not a free kick.
I think if like the way Liverpool, I don't know.
What were you going to say?
I was just I'm thinking about other players in that price range, like the way Liverpool play. If Biscannon's playing midfield, you want Biscannon instead of Kumas for 5 million. Solano's probably still a better option than Kumas, I think.
Yeah, if they have a good fixture run, he could be good. So yeah, FPL is saying bloody hell, Villa played well. They did play well. When I was doing, they were really unlucky to lose that. Certainly lose 2-0.
Gary Smith is saying, can you click defenders for the whole league by average rating?
I don't know. Can you do that?
Yeah, should be able to. You can filter.
How'd you do that?
It's player stats, and then filter.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that. So there's your defender's average rating. So these are going to be your defender bonus points.
And yeah, some good names you'd expect to be at the top there. I would. Jerry
Ferry, 7th. He's looking like he's nailed on, isn't
he?
Yeah.
Get on that.
He's
really propping up my zombie team at the moment.
Yeah.
He's the only man delivering.
There's no really shocking names like that. There's sort of more or less what you'd expect there. Lunduk Varm's obviously doing pretty well. Yeah, just say I will look deeper into the Man United corner situation for you guys. I won't do it on stream now, but especially because Disabled, you're putting out so much good content that if there's anything you ever want to know, Luke, give me a shout and I'm happy to do that because you're putting out some great stuff. So big thank you to that. Same for if anyone's producing content. There's Dougal, there's James Planet FPL, great streams still, mate. Thank you so much for those. So if you guys want anything, give me a shout and I can get it back out to you.
And you want to shout out the Wolf Pod as well, guys. And tomorrow, Dave's going to be on there tomorrow night. So, oi. Yeah. Get on the Wolf Pod tomorrow night.
I was going to mention that, I'm looking forward to having a chat with FPL Mode and FPL Irons and giving any sort of insight that I can, but hopefully just having fun will be nice. But maybe I'll have one or two useful things to say as well. They certainly will if I don't. One other thing is just to give a shout out. We really should have done it at the start of the stream. We won't keep banging on about it, but we did set up a Just Giving page this week for the Trussell Trust, who run food banks all across the UK. Basically, quite a few people have said to us, are we going to do Patreon or donations or anything like that? And for various reasons, we've decided that that's not something we want to do. So we decided that we'd try and do some good out of it and set up a Just Giving for the Trussell Trust. And I think we're already over 1,300, which is pretty great. Yeah, so a massive really thank you to anyone that's donated. I know not everyone's in a position to donate at the moment, so if you can't, don't worry about it. That's not a problem. But for those that can and would like to and have done that, whether it's a teeny amount or large amount, every gift we really, really do appreciate. And it's been amazing to see that.
Yeah, guys, no pressure at all. Give what you can. It's a great cause. If you can't give anything because of the times we're in, don't feel obliged to.
Yeah, so totally optional. Like, we're happy to provide the game for free, for your fun, for our fun. This was just a nice little cherry on top.
And I don't want to take something that I'm enjoying myself. Like, I enjoy tweeting about it and reading your tweets about it, listening to the content, even though I know results and stuff. Yeah. It's all good stuff. So I don't want to take money for something I enjoy as well. So.
I love watching the stream, even though I know what happens. It's brilliant. And if you would like to donate something and you haven't already, then the link is we've put it in our Twitter profile now, so stick it in there. Right, is there anything else particularly? Heavy Finger saying, how about a Game Week 5 Plus leaderboard? I don't think we're going to do that, but we are going to try and keep updated with the late joiners about who's performing best, so do keep an eye out for that. We'll do something on that, like just maybe some tweets about who's going well.
I think we'll try and get that tomorrow. We can do that tomorrow, I think.
Yeah, that's going to be James Alapran doing that, so I'll leave it to James to do that. So James, if you're still in the stream, if there's any way that at some point we can get the Game Week 5 Plus leaders, that would be really good.
Yeah, and we are still working on a leaderboard for everyone as well, so those outside the top 1k.
Yeah, that might take a bit of time, but
yeah, I mean, I'm not working on it.
Yeah, me neither. It's on the jobs list, but there's a lot of things on the jobs list. So yeah, is there anything else particularly, Andy, that we need to cover tonight? I feel like there's something I'm forgetting, but
not that I can think of. We've done fixtures and stuff, and
yeah,
I mean, double game weeks. We'll probably talk more about double game weeks next Sunday. Yeah, when we know more information about Champions League and other things, and also League Cup as well. So League Cup coming up. So next Sunday will be quite a big one to tune into.
Yeah, definitely.
Because we'll be looking ahead to game week 15, 16 and see what we can work out for that.
Well, at the moment, Liverpool is scheduled down as a double game week 13, which would be a week on Wednesday. But that won't happen if Liverpool progress in Europe. So
that's the only thing I can think of. I mean, fixtures wise, can you just have a quick look to the 5th of December?
Yeah,
have they taken any games out yet? So no Arsenal have qualified.
I'll have a little look. Just to say, one quick thing is Ben Krellin 2 on Twitter. Go and check out Ben for fixture information. He is the best and most up to date source. I trust him more than me. So keep your eyes on that. So let's have a little look ahead. So this is game week 13. Currently, Tottenham versus Liverpool is scheduled for that one. Game week 14 is this one. Game week 15 is this one. And basically, as it stands, there's a whole ton of games that are scheduled for double game week 15. Now, we covered it last week on the stream. Ben Krellin 2 will cover it, so we won't go over it all again. But if a team is progressed in the League Cup to the 4th round, or if the team is it 4th round or quarterfinals? If the team is progressed in the League Cup. Yeah, so if they've progressed in the League Cup or if they're through in Europe, those fixtures will all move and they won't be in double game week 15. But there will be some double game weeks going on in 15, and we should have a clearer picture. I don't think we'll have the whole picture, but we'll have the clearer picture. After the League Cup games this week, certainly that will help a bit.
Yeah.
So we'll try and keep you updated as best we can. And I think what we'll probably do is we'll update the fixture ticket in your sheets after this round of League Cup games potentially, so that you can see the games that could still be in it.
It's a good shout, yeah.
And then double game week 16, we've got Newcastle, Arsenal, Liverpool, Fulham. Those games, I think, are set to go ahead. The only twist there could be if League Cup games, sometimes they get concertinaed and push back and push back and push back. So potentially League Cup games could go in this slot and these double game weeks could be cancelled. But at the moment they're looking... At one point I was saying these are like nailed on, but because of the League Cup mess, I think there's a chance they could move.
I'd still say it's 90% that these double game week 16 fixtures go ahead.
I think 16 is pretty safe, and I think we've already covered it, but basically there's tasty fixtures there for Liverpool, for Arsenal, and for Newcastle attack. So, yeah.
Yeah, we'll cover it next Sunday. That's a good thing to go through next Sunday.
All right, nice, yeah. Thanks everyone for the kind words as well in the comments. Really do appreciate that. Like, all of the thanks and gratitude we've received has been really humbling and much appreciated. It's really, really lovely. So thank you for all the kind words. Anything else, Andy, or should we sign it off there?
No, it's all good. Yeah, cheers, Dave. Thank you.
All right, perfect. Nice to chat to you, mate. And thanks everyone for joining in the chats. We're getting some last minute questions, but if there's anything you need, just send us a tweet and we will do our best to get back to it. Yeah. I'm going to work out how to close down the stream.
Dave, are you going to sim the games tonight, or are we going to...
I'm not going to sim the games tonight, so I'm going to go into the Wolf Pod blind so that I don't know what's happening. Otherwise I feel like it'd be a bit unfair and people might be reading into what I say, so I won't know what's happening. I'll stream it. I'll sim the games straight away after the Wolf Pod. But yeah, check out FPL Wolf Pod. I think that'll be released tomorrow night. And you can hear my voice again, guys. Twice in 24 hours. What more could you want? Right. Wishing all of you guys a really lovely week. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. And we'll see you for James's stream on Wednesday.
Yes, I'll be there.
Me too. Nice one.
Yeah.
Cheers everyone.
Guys. Thank you. Bye.
Take care. Bye.